Six Nations, the second game on is Ireland up against Scotland. It should be a pretty interesting one because you've got Farrell's new look Ireland team. I mean, I'm not sure how new it is in terms of he's kept things pretty steady, kind of like what Wayne Pivac has done with the Welsh side. He's not really made wholesale changes. There's probably a couple of guys who will think about themselves in terms of their form. I think they may be a little bit unlucky about the selections. And Scotland's build-up has been, I guess, slightly dramatic with the Finn Russell issue. He is not in the squad. So that is what it is. I will put the teams in the description so you guys can have a look. But in recent times, it's been mostly going the Irish way. 2019, that Irish win at the Rugby World Cup was pretty dominant, 27-3. And at that point, Ireland looked like the team to beat. Like, that was the most convincing performance of that kind of opening round of the World Cup. Prior to that, they played in 2019 also the Six Nations. It was 13-22. Ireland getting the win away from home, which is not that easy to do at Murrayfield. They're generally pretty solid. 2018 was also Ireland, 28-18 over in Ireland. The one win of the last 5 games was 2017, where Scotland got the win at Murrayfield, 27-22. And before that in Dublin, 2016 was 35-25 to Ireland. So none of these games are real hidings. Like 2018 was 20 points. That one last year, the World Cup one, 27-3, probably doesn't really show how one-sided that game was. But yeah, Scotland will definitely be looking to bounce back from their World Cup performance. And you could say the same for Ireland overall as well. So definitely players with points to prove here. Like I said, squads in the description, but I'll go over them quickly. Healy, Herring, and Furlong are your front row. It was probably always going to be Healy and Furlong. It was always the question of who was going to wear that number 2 jersey. It's Rob Herring in this instance. So how he goes, he needs to have a good game basically to put his like spot cemented as the number 2 for Ireland. But we will see. Farrell may want to switch things up anyway. Second row of Henderson and Ryan. You definitely can't complain with that. Tone is on the bench, so someone mentioned it in one of the other videos about the Irish squad. Like, if you really want to give the hooker, whoever he is, because he's going to be a guy with not that many caps, with Rory Best having retired, if you want to give him a bit of an easier run, you start Toner, so he's got a pretty big target to aim at. But it's Henderson and Ryan in this case, and the back row, Stunder at 6, Van der Flier at 7, and Caelan Doris gets his debut from number 8. He's a guy that people seem very excited about. Seems to have a lot of potential, so I'm very keen to see how he goes. Conor Murray starts at 9. There was a bit of talk that maybe it'd be John Cooney based on form. You'd probably go Cooney, but on his day, Murray is probably the world's best 9. Has he been the world's best 9 recently? No, but he's certainly not become a bad player overnight. But Cooney's been in phenomenal form, so we'll see how he goes. Cooney's on the bench, so we'll see how many minutes these guys get each. Sexton is captain, he's at 10. Kind of no surprises there. Aki and Ringrose, 12 and 13. That's kind of a steady as she goes one. Ringrose, in terms of Leinster form, has been great. McCloskey only just snuck into the Irish squad, so I guess it's not surprising that he is not in the squad. But again, kind of like Cooney, if you're picking on form, maybe he would be your guy. But Aki is certainly no slouch. Stockdale, Conway are your wings, and you've got to be pretty happy with that, I think. And Jordan Larmour, he was under a bit of an injury cloud, but seems to be all good, so he is at 15. The bench, Ronan Kelleher will also get his debut when he comes on. Dave Kilcoyne, Andrew Porter, Devon Toner, Peter O'Mahony. It's not often you see that guy on the bench anymore, but there he is. John Cooney, Ross Byrne, and Robbie Henshaw. So, yep, certainly some big names missed out, but we'll see how things go in terms of the Irish Six Nations campaign. For Scotland, like I mentioned, they had some issues with Finn Russell, so he is not in the matchday 23. Adam Hastings gets his start at 10. I said kind of in the Scotland preview that I hope that guy gets some minutes in the 10 jersey, and there you go. He's getting some minutes, all right. Not much choice about it, because without Russell, he is definitely the next cab off the rank. So I guess that's a good news, bad news thing. It's bad that Finn Russell's not going to be playing, because he is a real force to be reckoned with when he is playing. But as I said, Hastings is pretty good, so keen to see him get some minutes. The front row, Sutherland, Brown, and Fagerson, they'll certainly have to be on their game up against the likes of Healy and Furlong, but we will see. Cummings and Gray are the second row. Expect Johnny Gray to try and make more tackles than James Ryan. Both those guys do like a good tackle, so that's kind of going to be their own little mini battle to see who makes it to the top of that list. Whoever's got more possession will probably make fewer tackles, but either way, Jamie Ritchie, Hamish Watson, and Nick Haining is that rounds out the back row. I don't know that I've seen Nick play, but I certainly know that Watson and Ritchie are bloody good. So that's a kind of good support network for you if you're going to make your debut over there in a pretty hostile environment. Playing away in the Six Nations is not going to be an easy debut, but we'll see how he goes. I'm kind of keen to see him play. Ali Price is 9. I mentioned Hastings at 10. Sam Johnson and Hugh Jones, you've got to be pretty happy with that midfield. I think that's a pretty interesting matchup against Aki and Ringrose. They're kind of all been in pretty good form. Kinghorn and Maitland are your wings, and Stuart Hogg is at fullback. So, yeah, man, on paper, that's still a pretty good looking Scotland team. I mean, even if you're not got the likes of Russell. Replacements for Scotland, McInally, Dell, who's one of my favourite props. Simon Berghan, Toolis, Cornell Dupree, George Horne, Rory Hutchison, who will have to fill in at 10, I would imagine, if needs be. And Chris Harris rounds out the bench. So, yeah, like I said, it hasn't been kind of that happy hunting for Scotland in the last 5 encounters, especially over there in Dublin. But what do you know? I mean, it's a steady arrangement for the Scots having the same coach as they did, even if the World Cup performance didn't go that well. They need to bounce back and show us what they can do, especially away from home. Sometimes last season they really were kind of hair-pullingly frustrating to watch. Ireland, I would imagine, need to do it for the coach to get his reign off to a good start. A win at home would be just what the doctor ordered. But yeah, we will see. The bookies have got the Irish by 13 points, and the Rugby Forecast algorithm is saying Ireland by 11. So either way, they're saying just under 2 tries. So comfortable, but not a hiding. We'll see how things go. I think this one, 5:45 a.m. over here in New Zealand. I think that is late enough. I can't believe I'm calling 5:45 late. Late enough for me to get up and watch. It should be a cracking game. The Wales one before it's on a wee bit too early, so I'll probably have to watch that one delayed. If you guys are in Ireland or in Scotland or anywhere in the UK, you'll be able to watch this one for free. Lucky you guys. I think it's on Sky over here in New Zealand, but yeah, if you don't know how you are going to watch it, you're outside one of those free to broadcast areas, stick around and I'll give you the quick demo on how you can use the VPN. But yeah, you guys let me know your thoughts on how you think this one's going to go, and I'll talk to you again soon. See you later. Remember guys, if you want to watch Ireland against Scotland and you're not lucky enough to live in one of those places where it's free to air, jump on ExpressVPN, connect to a server in the UK for that game. It's on the ITV Hub, Six Nations Championship. It's live and it's on demand. It's pretty straightforward to use, man. Go onto the ITV Hub once you're connected to a server in the UK. Just sign up with your email address and yeah, basically just jump on and watch the content, guys. So yeah, it should be a good game, and I'll see you guys for the review of that one. Cheers.